What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and today I'm back to talk about Warhammer 40k. So, a couple days ago, GW has given us, finally, a PDF that you can download for free in order to play The Emperor's Children in 10th edition. This index is very bare bones, however. It basically just allows your Noise Marines to be battle line, and it gives you some rules for Lucius the Eternal, and everything else is pretty much your standard Chaos Space Marine stuff. So not a lot right there, but that is good news because that means that in the near future, we'll be getting that 10th edition codex for the Emperor's Children. Now finally, after years and years of begging, of wanting GW to finally give us that final fourth Chaos God praising Chaos Codex, we will be getting it. So for the longest time, again, we've had the Death Guard, the Thousand Sons, and the World Eaters, and finally we'll be able to have the Codex for the Emperor's Children. Now, the one thing I'm going to be really interested to see is just how far they're going to take the Emperor's Children when it comes to Slaanesh. Because we all know that the Emperor's Children, they fight with sonic/noise weapons, and they also are expert swordsmen trying to perfect everything they do. However, the other side of Slaanesh is all about sex and sexuality, sensuality, that type of stuff. So I'm interested to see just how far they're going to take this faction into that aspect of Slaanesh. Because when you look at the lore for the Emperor's Children, it can get pretty fucked up. So seeing how popular Warhammer has gotten throughout the years and how they're trying to do a whole type of cinematic universe, it's interesting to see if they're going to tone down the whole sex aspect of Slaanesh and the Emperor's Children. But I hope not. I hope to go full force and give us stuff as fucked up as this little bit of lore that I'm going to read to you guys today. Because, yeah, when you read and you see just how messed up the Emperor's Children are, it's pretty cool. So without further ado, guys, if you're squeamish, I don't know what to say. You saw an Emperor's Children video, so you know what to expect. So here are two instances of just how fucked up the Emperor's Children are. So without further ado, let's dive right in. A stretch of sidewall had partially collapsed. Through the resulting gap from behind a baffler of marble debris, Jack and the eunuchs were witnesses to vile revelry in the once delightful plaza, outside where terracotta urns of floral shrubs lay shattered. Were the screaming, tethered female prisoners hallucinating while abominations were perpetrated slowly and perversely upon their flesh? The Slaaneshi Chaos Marines had certainly used hallucinogenic grenades, as well as bolt guns, meltaguns, chainswords, and heavier weapons as well. Were hallucinogens intensifying the already appalling sight, and the implacable cruel touch of pastel-hued armor exquisitely demescended with debauchery upon the breastplates and shoulders? Was that which was already monstrous being multiplied far beyond the brink of sanity? A few tormentors had shed items of armor, exposing grotesquely mutated, rampant growings, their organs of pleasure bifurcated and more, with squinting eyes sprouting from them, and with drooling lips. Others had no need to shed armor. Chaos spawn had materialized, wolf-sized creatures with legs of spiders and bodies of imps, with questing tentacles and phallic tubes. Jack himself almost believed that he had to be hallucinating. A snake-like umbilical cord connected these spawn to the swollen growing guards of their masters, who stood back, roaring and whinnying with delight, as they guided the spawn in the ravishing of their captives, soaking up the sensations of these roving external members. Yeah, you guys heard that correctly. You've got Chaos Space Marines with demon groins. So this is just a little bit of what can we maybe expect. I don't think so. Like, seeing how GW has been kind of like falling away from the whole Slaaneshi thing for years, I don't think they'll come back full force. But that's not to say that they're just going to completely ignore this 100%. because we have another aspect that I'm going to read here that is a little bit tamer, but we could probably see something akin to this in the new Emperor's Children Codex. On this day, Amish A had not come alone. Pinned to his flesh were 2 long cords of woven skin, and tethered to these collars were 2 crippled and naked followers, a twin brother and sister, both slaves of many years. Amish A had blinded the boy and deafened the girl, and then had cut their arms off at the shoulders. In this way, they were always at each other, but unable to converse or embrace. Sometimes their master allowed them to sit together, clumsily trying to comfort each other with their cut and scarred bodies, unable to embrace. All the while, Amish was giggling and trilling with excitement over the misery he was inflicting. So that's probably the craziest stuff we'll probably see in the Codex, but let's be real here. The last time we saw an Emperor's Children, it was all about like rock and roll and noise, so they'll probably focus on that aspect. However, when you look at the Emperor's Children in like 30k and 40k, there's some like regalness to them, some like aura of I'm better than you, and I really like that about them. So here's another excerpt that kind of embellishes what these Emperor's Children are. In the center of the traitor line, the Emperor's Children fought with unremitting cruelty, its warriors howling with savage glee as they killed their former brothers. Unnatural horrors of mutilation and degradation were visited upon the living and the dead as Fulgrim's legion repulsed every attack, though their Primarch was yet to be seen. Bizarrely clad warriors in Mark IV plate, draped in stretched skin, cavorted in the midst of the deadliest combats, fighting without helmets, their jaws wired open as they unleashed a hideous screaming sound. They bore unknown weaponry and fired echoing blasts of atonical harmonics that ripped body canyons in massed ranks of the Iron Hands. Great pipes and loudspeakers fixed to their armor amplified the screaming vibrations of their killing music, and deafening sound waves tore apart warriors and armored vehicles. So again, that's probably the type of Emperor's Children that we'll be seeing more often than not. But again, let's hope that GW sprinkles in those epic moments of just cruelty, debauchery, and overall Slaaneshi goodness. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you want to see when it comes to the Emperor's Children? Will you be picking up the Codex? And of course, who is your favorite out of all the Emperor's Children? Because Fulgrim is just amazing, one of the better Primarchs, especially with his duality, his love for Ferrus Manus, the whole painting / demon thing. Oh, like Fulgrim lore is just amazing. Then you also have Lucius the Eternal, Eidolon, Fabius Bile. There's just a lot of really cool, awesome, important characters in the lore for the Emperor's Children. But that's all I got for today, guys. So let me know your thoughts down below. And keep on liking, watching, commenting, and we'll be seeing you guys in the next one. As always, this has been the Sound Alchemist, part of OneMindSyndicate, and I'll see you then. Peace.